What's up, guys? Alex Howell here, instinctreport.com. And by the time this is probably uploaded, it's probably again late in the news cycle, but the whole news atmosphere is freaking out over Elon Musk smoking pot on Joe Rogan's podcast. And I don't think anybody really should fucking care about it. People should be more concerned about the content of the podcast, where Elon Musk is, you can tell he's freaked out and scared and just kind of jittery in the whole thing. And he's warning people. Basically, he's saying it's too late. He tried warning people that the AI is it's too late. We're not going to be able to control it. Whether it's going to be good or bad, he doesn't know, but most certainly it's going to be weaponized. But he's like, I tried. And so if you got that attitude, which he says in the podcast, it is a defeatist attitude, and he freaks out Joe Rogan too. Why wouldn't you smoke a little pot? Why wouldn't you? And that totally makes sense, like if his attitude towards like the stockholders and everything, and him, you know, what seems to be going off the rails here. But if you know that AI is going to be taken over and it's going to be uncontrollable, and you got all this money that you can play around with, you know, I'd be doing whatever I want too. And Elon Musk, you can, from my interpretation of the interview, he is a tech elite, but he's not of the same ilk as the Bezos, Zuckerberg, Schmitz, Kurzweils, and everything. He's not. He seems like he's actually trying to do some sort of empowerment with a mix of a little just childish playfulness, like a little kid who has $1 billion and just wants to create all this stuff, which is a good thing. I mean, it's you're having all the, you know, a lot of psychologists say that you want to maintain that childishness about you, like the childishness. There it is. You want to maintain that about you while you go into adulthood, and that's the key to youth and creativity and having fun and success, instead of being a sterile old jerk. And people are freaking out over how he smoked some pot on the podcast, and like that's the takeaway from it. When he's just spouting off, listing where AI is now, how we're all already hooked into the AI through our phones and everything, because he says our phones are extension of yourselves, because it's a tool. Tools are extensions of yourself. Like even a gun is a tool, and it's an extension of you, of who you want eliminated. Now you're getting into a different philosophy if you want to do it defensively and offensively, and it's, I think, been ruled that it's best to do it defensively. So, or like a piano, for example. When you're playing the piano, that piano is now an extension of you, extension of your consciousness. The difference is with this technology, with computers, internet, your phone, and everything, it is an extension of you. You jerk. Turn your damn alarm off. He's just not even doing it. Yeah, there you go. He's not even doing it. He's in his trunk. Okay, close it. There you go. All right. Yeah, grab that cup of coffee from the top of your car. There, he's got it. All right, where was I? So, this, the phone, the technology is an extension of you, except when it gets put into the internet here, it's stored forever. And all your information is taken into an AI algorithm. So the general population, their consciousness is clocked. And that's what a lot of these bad tech elites, you know, the Amazons, the Googles and everything, they want to be able to steer humanity into certain directions. And we can see that they're obviously trying to do that politically with the censorship and everything. But I think they're trying so hard to claw away at trying to maintain that their influence when people are waking up to their what they're doing, which is a good sign here because the bad tech elite are being exposed. And then you have people like Elon Musk coming out saying it's too late. So our whole being is uploaded into an AI algorithm that is controlled by very nefarious people. And Elon Musk comes out in the interview, he says that, and there's been articles that say this, that since everything we've done is pretty much put onto the phone, onto the AI, that our personalities, our whole being can be replicated after we die with the click of a button. Oh, Alex Hodel. Okay, they're here, he comes back, and then but it's a fake version. And so now you're getting into if everything's a simulation here, which is brought up in the interview as well. And we're going down a deep rabbit hole here. And that's when Joe Rogan started pouring the whiskey. So I highly recommend watching that interview with Joe Rogan, and don't think of it as, I'm not trying to tell you how to think, but don't approach it as how the news media is trying to make it seem to be, is like, oh, Elon Musk went off the rails. He said he's an alien. And you know what? Here's what it is. We've had, the Degrassi guy on some of the TV shows he's been on. He says, man, we could use some aliens to come help us. And then you kind of have this weird little fringe corner of the general consciousness that thinks that aliens are going to come help us. Like you ask people, they'll entertain that thought. So that thought is out there. And so very matter of factly, I think that this was like the most unapologetic Freudian slip I've ever seen in my life. If it was a Freudian slip, that Elon Musk comes out and says, yeah, I'm an alien. And then just keeps going, keeps talking. And I'm not saying he is an alien, but according to, the general population, would they think that aliens are going to come down and save us? Man, what if that was the case? Wouldn't that be crazy? Elon Musk is the alien savior, and we're in some galactic Cold War between good aliens and bad aliens of Ray Kurzweil and Eric Schmidt and stuff like that. Because it is pretty naive to think that we haven't been visited before. Anyway, I'm not trying to get into the whole UFO thing. Want to say I've seen one once, but it could have been that or a satellite. But it was in broad daylight, and it was way, way up there, and it was traveling super fast. It went across the sky, but it was just it was crazy. It was bright blue outside. It was last March. And you had this little gray thing. It had to have been miles up there, way up there in the atmosphere. And it just went right across. And I don't know. I've never seen a satellite in the daytime unless it was really low orbit. It could have been some sort of... But if something that high, it couldn't have been jet propelled because there was no trail behind it. If it had some sort of chemical propulsion, that stuff would have crystallized in those cold temperatures way up in the atmosphere up there. And if it was a satellite, I don't think it would be visible during the day. So I don't know. But highly recommend watching that Elon Musk interview. It was a pretty incredible interview there. So that's what I got for you today. Alex Hodel, instinctreport.com. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, guys.